Welcome, travelers, to High Fantasy. I'm Brett. I clapped and I shouldn't have clapped. You got me clapping. I need my herb pouch. Daddy's been paying for my salt.
This
I'm part of the poop patrol, ma'am.
And I'm Emily. But I'm like, don't make the robots.
Don't make the robots
crunch. I would speak with dinosaur in a second. I have beef with DC. It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Join us on our epic world-spanning adventures. Armed with only a bit of long-bottom leaf, we will delve into some of the most amazing worlds of imagination that have ever existed. Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel. And without further ado, let's get into it.
You can clap.
You can.
Yay!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
And I'm Emily.
And today, we would like to thank our fantastic $20 Patreon members, Clancy Bloom, Enslaved by the Fae, and Minnie. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do. It helps us do the things we're doing. We appreciate you. Thank you again. Without further ado, are you ready for today's topic?
I am! I'm so excited! I don't even know what it's about, but I do know what we're doing.
So it's spooky season.
It is spooky
This will be coming
season.
out around spooky season.
And we're gonna talk about spooky stuff.
And we're gonna talk about spooky stuff this whole month.
I am so excited. You don't know how much I have pumpkin spice running through my veins. I love spooky shit.
So, today, I want you to know I was planning on doing this video a little bit differently, this episode. It's not really gonna be what I planned it to be because there was so much of this other lore.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I started reading into this and it was a rabbit hole.
Okay, so this was not the simple simple talk you were expecting to have.
No, it's not.
The birds and the bees of horror.
Today we're going to be discussing one of the most ancient monsters that ever prowled mythology.
What is it?
It has taken many forms in many cultures and many different tellings and reiterations of this particular monster, and it has existed since, at the very least, ancient Greece and Rome.
Ooh, okay. What are we talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about the thing that stalks the alleyways, the creature that is nigh unkillable.
Vampires.
We're going to be talking about werewolves.
Werewolves! I knew it had to be either werewolves or vampires.
Now, initially I was going to do werewolves and vampires because it felt very movie monster-esque.
Right.
There's so much.
It's too much.
There's so much to talk about. So without further ado, without continuing to pause this, let's get into it. Are you ready?
Let's talk. Let's do it. I want to know everything.
So as far back as ancient Greece and Rome, werewolves originated in the story of King Lycion. It's told of a king who tries to feed Zeus human flesh to test his divinity, and he was cursed to be a wolf for it.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother story, but basically the gods had this festival where they would supply a bunch of meat.
Uh-huh.
And people that went to this festival would have to choose a selection of meat. Some of it was animal and some of it was human.
Oh!
If you chose human, you were cursed to be a wolf.
Do you use, and you don't know ahead of time which is which?
Nope.
That's a cruel game.
So it's just a bunch of meat in front of you and you don't know what it is, but this guy, this king, decided to basically give Zeus a piece of human flesh to test and see if he would be turned into a wolf.
Oh.
And of course, in the story, it doesn't end well for this guy because
no,
he's immortal, stepping it to the gods, and that doesn't. Right. So
that never happened.
That never happened. Don't worry. Now the Romans used to use the term Versepolis to describe people who used magic and herbs to transform into wolves.
Ooh, so they're more of like shapeshifters in they're physically taking potions type of form?
Yeah, like potions and using magic spells to transform their body into wolves.
Ooh,
Not
okay.
werewolves, as I would interpret them, but still a man changing shape into wolf form.
Okay.
Another one that I thought was really cool was Norse legends of berserkers may also have inspired the concept of the werewolves being wild, uncontrollable beasts. So
Okay.
the only way that the normal civilized people had to like figure out how these berserkers were so powerful
Uh-huh.
was to say that they must have been actual beasts.
Right, like they were a beast before. Like, oh wow, that's insane.
Because little known fact, and this is kind of fun, old Norse berserkers used to take a huge cocktail of drugs
Ooh.
before battle. They would go into battle completely nude.
Uh-huh.
They would cut off the head of a goat and
Yeah.
wear it on their head, letting the blood from the goat drip all over their body. And they were basically hyped up on so many drugs that they couldn't feel pain.
Oh, lovely.
So you could like stick this guy through with a sword and he'd still keep coming.
Lovely.
Unless they like, even when a normal person should go down, it's kind of like people on bath salts. You know, you're like, whoa, okay, the things you can do seem unhuman.
Right, like this isn't right.
Because you're pushing your body to an unhealthy limit by doing this, but you seem darn near superhuman at the time
It's
when you
the
do it.
idea that it's supernatural.
Uh-huh.
And to be fair, it is. But
Now, during the witch trials of the 16th and 17th century, werewolves became entwined with pagan practice and belief. Some going as far as to say witches kept werewolves as guard dogs, men who had been bewitched and turned into monsters by the light of the moon.
ooh, okay.
Now, this was a very interesting, because it was like some people akin werewolves to hellhounds. And there
Yeah.
was the idea that if you got witchcraft, it was from the devil. So, like, your spells and sorcery were of darker design.
Right.
So they would bewitch men, turn them into these hellhounds, and use them as guardians and servants to their own
Ooh.
evil ways.
Ooh,
Obviously,
spicy
this is not
meatball.
correct, and we do not condone the Salem witch trials. We're putting that out there now. But yes, there was a time in the 16th and 17th century where they became more pagan. So it was originally like
Yeah.
Greece and,
Like
Rome, and
it's the
then.
same idea where it's like it's the same story across different cultures told in slightly different ways. You'll
Exactly.
find a lot of that overlap through a bunch of different, like, especially cryptids and mythological creatures, that sort of thing.
Here's a fun fact. Wisconsin has the most werewolf sightings, and there's even a
Whew!
tale of the Beast of Bray Road, who many people believe to be a werewolf.
Ooh, I love that. Time to go to Wisconsin.
Right? Now, this is kind of fun. There are actual signs that someone might be a werewolf, such as a unibrow, hairy palms, or a swinging stride, quote unquote.
Okay. I feel like that's wrong, but
They
that's
might
hilarious.
also display heightened senses, a love of raw meat, and aggressive behavior, especially around a full moon. A Russian superstition is that they have bristles under their tongue.
Oh, bristles, where does that come from?
Just a Russian superstition.
Okay.
It's like an old like wives' tale.
Oh, so
Like,
it's like the
this is how
human
you
would
can
have a
tell. Yeah,
bristle
the
under the tongue.
humans would have
Oh,
bristles
okay,
under the
okay.
tongue if they are a
I
werewolf
thought they were
or
saying the
not.
werewolf had the bristles. I'm like, why is that an old wives' tale?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we know that guy's a werewolf because we pinned him down, and that's how you can tell.
Look at his tongue. Look at that man's tongue.
Now, silver is the bane of werewolves. Some call it moon metal or changeling's bane.
Ooh.
It is considered by many that the true light of the moon reveals people's true nature, making it impossible to hide your monstrous side. As such, weapons made of silver hurt shape changers, and in some cases are the only weapon we have that can stop them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it's the idea that the light of the moon is like a revealing presence.
Yeah.
And so it can show the true nature of people in general. And so, since silver is considered to be of the moon, it's
Right.
the same thing of
Okay.
like that bane against you're pretending to be something that you're not. You're a
I never knew that the
monster.
silver thing came from of the moon, because I do know of like certain legends are like it has to be something made of silver that was given to you by a loved one or something.
Yes, we'll get into
Or
that
it's like
too.
that's so specific.
Uh-huh. It really is. Now obviously this has taken many changes over the years as to like
Mhm.
who it affects, how it affects them, etc., etc. But supposedly the original idea of a werewolf turning into a werewolf under the full moon
Mhm.
was the idea that the moon revealed their true form.
So it was more of like they're always a werewolf, but
It
you
forced them to
see.
change.
Okay, okay, okay.
So they could change at any time. It wasn't that the full moon forced them, or was like, aha, now I can turn into my wolf form. It's like, no,
Yeah.
that forces you to do it, and you can't hide who you are right now.
Gotcha.
So it was also kind of a
Okay.
way to find and spot who was who because you're like, ah.
Full moon's out. Time to looky looky.
Mm-hmm. But yes, wolf's bane is a plant that can cause severe weakness, fever, and burning sensations to all werewolves to one degree or another. Some legends say it's more like they're allergic to it.
Okay.
Others treat it like garlic for vampires and it'll actually ward off werewolves.
Okay.
But it's basically werewolves don't like it. So if you
Yeah.
plant a bunch of wolfsbane around your property or whatever, it keeps
Uh-huh.
werewolves away.
Ooh.
Decapitation will also stop a werewolf if you can manage it. More often a difficult task than most would
I
think.
mean, fair. I suppose that makes sense.
Now, fire will also hurt and kill a werewolf, as no creature of the night can withstand the cleansing flames. Now, this was
Oh.
more of a Christian belief where the idea of fire was kind of a creation. So
Yeah.
it brings warmth, it brings protection, it brings light, it banishes the shadows. And so
Uh-huh.
any creature of darkness or evil or, blah, 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 will be banished by the sacred flames of
Fair.
actual cleansing fire.
That makes sense. Like the sacred flames of something is a very common trope, which is funny because when you look at a lot of the things where it's like fire magic, that's usually interpreted as like, oh, bad
Hell.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like the bad guys use fire.
So sorry. Mm-hmm. But I mean, yeah, like even the flames of hell.
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty common trope, but it's fire. So the idea of using flame as a holy thing is also crazy
Yeah.
interesting because you're like, okay, it's good and bad. Like the bad guys use it, but also like priests and stuff have like holy flames and holy
Exactly.
fire.
Exactly.
Like be bathed in holy flame. It's like, okay, sure. And even like the Imperium of Man in 40K, it's like cleanse it with holy fire. Like they love their
Uh-huh.
flamethrowers and stuff for that purpose. So I think it has a lot of religious tonality there, and
Right.
that's the big reason they're like fire will do it. Um, so in old stories, not any silver weapon would do. It had to be inherited silver from a dead family member used by someone who loved them, i.e., the werewolf's human wife or friend or family members.
Which is insane. Like, how specific does that have to be? And it's like, it's not like it's. So it's not like it's inherited from the werewolf. Like this is the werewolf's grandma's silver. This is your personal silver,
Mhm.
but it's just not gonna do anything unless you care about it. Like that's such a weird rule to me. Do you
Yeah.
know where that stems from?
So that was in the original Wolfman movie. Was
Okay.
that it had to be a silver weapon used, but didn't have to be inherited at
Mhm.
that point, but it had to be a silver weapon used by someone who loved the werewolf. So it's his wife that ends up shooting
Oh,
him.
so it's Who Loved the Werewolf. Okay, and it has to be specifically inherited silver. Okay,
So like if your
even more
grandma left you a
interesting.
silver comb
Yeah.
and you melted that down and made a silver dagger out of it,
Oh,
it would have to be you who used it against say me because I would be, you would have loved me, but I was the wolf, so the only way to kill me would be
that's where I was thinking. Because when I heard the rule, I thought it was the silver had to be inherited by somebody that you loved.
no,
So let's say like you gave me a silver, necklace
no.
or something.
Luckily, that that wasn't part of it, but it had to still like. And at that time, I think inheriting silver from your family was a lot more common
Yeah,
because
it's an
silverware
old
was
timey.
actually silver.
Right, where it's like, yep, great Uncle Tim died and he gave me his forks.
Yep, or
So
his pocket watch, or his ring, or
a
etc.,
lot more
etc.
accessible than nowadays where you're like, where's some fucking silver, man?
Yeah, you would need to really work at it. And in like the Dresden Files, he uses that same thing where it's like it had to be inherited silver. So Murphy, the cop, had a set of silver earrings that her aunt gave her before she passed away, and she melted them down and turned them into bullets
Damn.
and used them against, the
The
werewolf in
werewolf.
the time.
The werewolf. The werewolf.
The why wolf. The why wolf. Now the thing all werewolves fear the most is loss of control. They are for the most part viewed as the best parts of animal and man, all the strength of the beast with all the intelligence of a man. But if they lose control of their more primal instincts, they can turn sometimes forever into nothing more than a mindless beast bent on hunting and stalking the night.
So the idea of werewolves is basically like with I guess how werewolves work, it would be they constantly have the abilities to switch back and forth between werewolf, but on a full moon specifically, they don't have control of what they do in the werewolf form? Or do they still supposedly have control? They just can't control the fact that they've changed.
So here's where we get into kind of a fun thing, right? All this information is pulled from various sources of a lot of different belief systems.
Yeah.
So there is no one true answer to the question that you're asking there.
Yeah.
But yes, to a point where it's like, under this ideology.
Right? Because some werewolves can't even transform outside of the full moon.
Exactly. So under this idea is it's kind of like a vampire has the urge to feed off of humans, but doesn't necessarily have to do so in different, stories. It's the same thing with a werewolf where you are wanting to hunt. Like it is brought upon like an urge.
Yeah.
So you see somebody and the idea is they are prey.
Like that's a
That's
juicy
food.
steak right in front of you.
Exactly. And so you have to like hold your more animalistic abilities back with your mental power and fortitude of the man.
Okay.
So the man versus the beast. But the beast is what gives you the strength. So it's the idea of sometimes if you use too much of that animalistic strength, or maybe you give in a little bit too much to your primal instincts, and you do start hunting down and murdering people.
Right? Then it's like, oh, maybe you've just screwed yourself. Maybe there is no coming back from this month, Timmy.
Yep. So sometimes it's the first kill will do it. Like if you ever take a human life,
Yep.
this is what happens. Sometimes it's just a matter of like willpower. So if they don't indulge in it too much, they. But yeah, like you're all right. If you don't indulge in it, it'll make you okay. But the more you give into that animalistic side, the taste of blood, the hunt, the thrill of chasing someone down, you're slipping a little bit more into that wolf
Going a little
aspect.
further and further and further down the road of not coming back.
Now, there is a small little poem.
Okay.
That has transferred from many different cultures in one form or another. But here's vaguely how it goes. Even a man who is pure of heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright.
That's a spicy meatball right there.
Now that has been passed down. Like some people, says his prayers. So obviously that has like Catholic connotations to it, like the idea of, dear Father who art in heaven kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that same idea has been passed around generation after generation for a very long time as a warning.
Okay.
To stay away from shape changers and be careful because it could infect you too.
Ooh, okay.
It's like, and just because you think somebody's a good person
doesn't mean
they're not a wolf in sheep's clothing, baby. Now, there are also some legends that say being the lover of a witch will eventually turn you into a werewolf.
Does that mean you're gonna become a werewolf?
Maybe if you start practicing more.
Hey, don't call me out. Cheeky little bit.
So most werewolves are fast, large, and silent hunters, stalking their prey in the dead of night, watching, waiting for a moment of weakness, a moment when they can get their prey alone, maybe wandering down a dark alley or through a park. Sometimes hunting sometimes hunting lone back roads, waiting for some young couple to take a stroll through a cornfield,
Ooh.
or a lone driver to pass by.
Ooh.
Now, these are obviously the more monstrous kind of what ideas of what a werewolf would be.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like they are there to stalk and prowl the night. These are things that you do not want to run into. They will eat you.
Oh, yeah. They will eat you as a midnight snack. You're a McChicken to them.
You are. Now, this I found extremely fascinating. We're going to start getting into different cultural adaptations of what a werewolf is.
Okay.
And how certain different people see werewolves.
Okay, yeah, what they look like physically.
What they look like physically, and also how they work and how they were created.
Oh, I love it. Tell me more.
So, first off, I want you to tell me, how is a werewolf made?
Oh gosh. I feel like I've seen it a couple of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it where it's just like you're born as a werewolf.
Uh-huh.
Like you're born into the
if
pack.
Your parents were werewolves, you are born one.
I've seen that if you get bit by a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that if you get scratched by a werewolf. Those are the main ones that I've seen. You obviously said earlier that there were people who could like take kind of tonics and potions to become one. But those are the main ones I know of.
Fair. I love that. So, that's obviously, like, more movie-based, a lot of stuff like that. But some Celtic legends say that werewolves are possessed by wild spirits of the hunt, or enchanted with fey magic from a deal gone bad. There is also the idea that some warriors went to shamans seeking power, and what they found was not what they wanted.
Ooh, okay.
So this is very interesting to me because it's the idea of a werewolf might just be a dude who wandered into a bad spot in some ancient forest and got possessed by a spirit.
He's like, oh, dang, I missed my turn.
Yep. It's also crazy because it's giving very brave.
Yeah.
Where she got turned the bear, right? Because he's like, I want to be strong. I want to be able to crush my enemies, etc., etc. And you go up to the shaman. The shaman's like, "Okay,
I got you.
No, not a problem. Easy." And then what they turn into is no longer human.
Right? It's like you asked for power, not,
Mm-hmm. There is a German belief that if you are a werewolf, you'll have a sign, sort of like a birthmark, of a wolf paw somewhere on your body.
Yes, that's kind of the idea of like you were born one. Okay, that's interesting. So it's like birthmark type of situation.
Mm-hmm. So you have this like somewhere on your body it might look like a scar or it might look like scar tissue, but it'll still be that like it will be a very blatant wolf's paw.
Yeah.
Like it just stepped on you.
Ooh, interesting.
But that's a German belief.
Okay.
Interesting, huh? Some Scottish legends claim that werewolves are not men at all, but ancient primordial spirits of nature that act as avenging angels for the green places of the world. Ooh. Nature's wrath made manifest, born to lay waste to all who despoil the forests and woods of the world.
Okay, I love that. Love that one.
So the crazy idea here is, in this is the Scottish, is you might have like a logging company.
Yeah.
That's tearing down a forest, and they might all just get unalived.
And it's like, it was the werewolf who did it!
And just, people will come the next morning to find the bloody remains of all of these people strewn about their lumber yard.
Uh-huh.
And it'll be like, well, you ticked off nature.
Mother Nature's not very happy with you.
Mother Nature's not very happy with you, and she sent somebody to do something about it.
Oof. Ooh. Oh, I love that one.
And it's also crazy because it's like it teaches the idea of be kind to the natural world, because if you're
Yeah.
not, this might happen to you.
Oof. Oofta, oofta, oofta.
And there's even some fun little like short stories about it where it's like, you have a big industrial oil company that's maybe doing some crazy stuff or trying to
Yeah.
dump in the woods, and then, well,
Oh, I want to hear those stories.
I think that this was probably my favorite interpretation of werewolves, and
Yeah.
it's so not our culture.
No, no, our culture's like, you got bit by a guy and then he's shirtless and he turns into a wolf.
And he's got a six pack.
He got like six pack on six pack
So
on six,
hot.
and all of his pack is also super hot, but they're super dangerous.
So dangerous. But yes, so that is a Scottish legend.
Okay.
And I think, again, probably my favorite version of it, just because I think there's so much storytelling you could do with something like that,
Yeah.
where it's just the personification of nature's wrath.
Oh,
Just
so
like you
cool.
messed up. Even like everything I read there is actual like quotes
Yeah.
from the Scottish lore. They're avenging angels of the green places of the world. Nature's wrath made manifest, born to lay waste to all who would despoil the forests and woods of the
That's
world.
just freaking cool. I love that.
Now there are also old legends
Oh.
that say werewolves could be bargained with to enact bloody vengeance for someone.
Ooh.
But the price was that whoever they did this blood act for would themselves become a werewolf.
Oh, so that's one of the ways that they can change into one.
Is you might go and seek out a werewolf, and he
Uh-huh.
might basically take a hit out for you. You can take a hit
Right.
out. And if that happens and they succeed, you become a werewolf as well.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bound to the same service. But there were a few specific rules for this.
Okay.
It had to be vengeance.
Okay.
So it could take a lot of forms. Like the examples that it gave were a jilted lover.
Okay.
So maybe some girl comes to a werewolf and says, "Hey, this guy cheated on me. He broke up our, marriage, or did this or did that. Get him."
Get him. Sick him, boy.
And they will. And if they manage to kill them,
Yeah.
unalive them, there you go. That's it.
Insane.
She's a werewolf now.
I mean...
Now in these stories, they never turn back.
Oh, so they're just constantly in wolf form?
Yeah, werewolf form, yep.
Ooh.
And they're more like messengers of vengeance in this way, where it's like
Right.
it's an animalistic idea where it's like blood for blood. I will get you revenge
Right.
for what someone
It's
has done to wrong you.
It's almost like a crossroads demon type of situation where
Mhm.
it's like, I'm gonna make a deal with you. I'll go do this, and then when I'm done...
Yep. But it could also be like maybe someone lost a loved one to, say, a drunk driver.
Uh-huh.
Get him.
Yep.
Or maybe there's a politician that did some shady stuff and they're untouchable by the law.
And so you're
Get
like,
'em.
get him. Ooh, let's go make a pact with a werewolf.
So yeah, that was again a very interesting idea, and I think that would be really cool.
Right.
So many cool story ideas for that.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the coolest part about it for me was the fact that werewolves are made via these deals.
Yeah, like I've never heard of that before, but it's really interesting and fun because it's like you have a constant supply of werewolves at that point, as long as people keep coming, keep making those deals.
Which I thought, again, like, it's, like you said, kind of a demon bargain.
Right.
Where it's like, yeah, I'm going to sell my soul as long as you accomplish this task. And if they do, now, if they don't manage to accomplish the task, you're out of the deal.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
But the chances of them not accomplishing the task
It's a werewolf.
slim.
They're going to get you vengeance.
Pretty slim. Now, some depictions of werewolves also say that they can control actual wolves, placing themselves as a leader of some large wolf packs.
Mm-hmm. Like, Actual wolves or werewolf packs?
Actual wolves.
Okay, that's fun.
Back in the old days when you had timber wolves.
Yeah.
So this werewolf would just show up in a forest somewhere and it'd be like, I'm the new leader.
Uh-huh.
And they would lead, like, raids against human society, essentially.
Again, fun. I'd be a werewolf.
I'd be a werewolf. Oh my goodness. I think it's crazy because in some it's a curse.
Yeah.
For others it's not. Like the way that you change is so different. Sometimes they turn into a wolf. Sometimes they turn more into like a physical hybrid. Again, that manifestation of both man and beast, the best of both.
And if you don't have control over it, that's traumatic. If you have control over it,
that's cool.
That's really awesome.
That's just really neat.
What are the downsides? None.
Yeah, and sometimes it's depicted as like the change from human to wolf or werewolf is very painful.
Yeah,
your
it's like
bones snap. Your skin,
snapping.
yeah, exactly, rips and tears. You have all of your body changes, and you have to deal with all of that pain. So it's like really crappy for people when it first happens.
Right.
I think it's one of those, like, most of the time depicted as over time you get used to it, and it's not as bad most of the time.
Most of the time.
But it's still gonna suck. Like, you're breaking bones.
Right.
That's not good. That's so painful. But yeah, that's a little bit on the different kinds of werewolves, and kind of where they come from, etc., etc. Werewolves are often said to not feel the ravages of time or old age, like we do. Sometimes even going so far as to say they do not age at all.
Okay.
So most of the time it's, you're going to get older, but you're still going to be just as agile as you were when you were 20.
Yeah. That's
just
cool.
as strong.
I like that, where it's like, you got a big old strong dude with just like silver hair. He's like, oh, I'm 64 and cracks knuckles.
Yeah.
So cool.
That is exactly the idea, is like they don't feel the ravages of time. So while they still will pass away from old age, they don't have to deal with like, oh, I got achy joints, or oh, that time I hurt my back however long ago, or, you know, et cetera, worry about slipping a disc or something like that. They don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
They're just fine. Or, again, in some cases in Legends, they do not age, and the only way they will leave this earthly plane is if someone takes them down.
With that inherited silver. That's insane.
Which, can we talk about, like, how crazy it would be if an actual werewolf was just running around, and how difficult it would be to just body this person?
Yeah.
Because who's got it?
Right? Like a werewolf running around a city, the police being like, yeah, we got this. No, you don't. Where's your silver?
Yeah.
Where's your silver weapons?
Because so many people, I'm sure, just like, yeah, you forge it into a bullet, and then you, like, take a sniper shot at him, and there, done. Good luck finding a sniper who just randomly has inherited silver from a dead relative.
First of all.
And even if you can manage to do that, heightened senses.
And not only that, though, but we're completely just glossing over the part where we're just casually being like, just forge your silver into a bullet.
Yeah.
That doesn't take time or energy or skill or
not
effort.
At all.
You can just do it.
Yeah, you can just do it, right? Like, just make the bullet.
What?
So yeah, absolutely crazy to me, and I think that's kind of why the idea of werewolves have changed so much.
Yeah, because it's unrealistic.
Yeah, like, if it has to be inherited, that's the main problem. If it's silver, it's still doable.
Yeah, you go to a pawn shop, you got this.
Yeah, like, you can make it happen. Again, it's not going to be easy to melt down the silver, make the bullets with them, and also use them effectively, because werewolves are silent hunters is the problem. They stalk you. They wait.
Yeah, how easy is it to, like, hunt a wolf?
Yeah.
You know, in a forest, let alone
an intelligent, like, with
right?
the intelligence and cunning of a human? Oh, you're boned.
You're mega boned.
Like,
and then there's some of those stories where it's like, I was a werewolf, but also a marine.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool.
Cool.
Even better.
So everybody's gonna die.
Awesome.
There's no coming back from this.
Just
we're all screwed.
Great. Now there was a very interesting idea that I did hear of, going back to the other idea where it's like vengeance.
Yeah.
What if the vengeance itself that you seek from this deal is against another werewolf?
Interesting.
Now, the idea here is it still works
Oh?
because if you succeed, a new werewolf is still created.
Uh-huh.
So they're not losing anybody by making this deal
Yeah.
unless the person who accepts the contract is weaker than the werewolf they're choosing to take on.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's the crazy thing. There are these things from this particular like legend or like mythology
Yeah.
that are the ancient pack.
Okay.
They're the ones who deal with these deals.
Okay.
And it's kind of like your big brother
Yeah.
of a werewolf has to come and deal with some little upstart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's also implied that werewolves have to take any deal offered.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, you might just be able to kind of end the line of werewolves if enough people got murked by werewolves.
Okay.
Because if you go to the little guy on the list and you're like, hey, I want you to take out this guy
Mm-hmm.
because he, unalived my son.
Yeah.
Well, he can't do it, but he's still got to take the contract.
Okay.
So then you're just down a werewolf at that point.
Yeah.
Because he can't fulfill the contract.
Uh-huh.
He will lose it in the trying.
Yeah.
So he's gone, and a new werewolf is not created.
Okay.
Because
so
he
there
didn't
are
complete the
ways to kind of
contract.
like shorten the chain.
Exactly, but it's
So to
pretty
speak.
hard because most of the time, like, I mean, how many people, lose their life in America alone every year?
Right.
And I'm
Like.
sure many grieving family members would love to take a deal for vengeance.
Oh yeah. Like.
So
If that was real.
that's the problem. It's like if it was real, it'd be crazy. And finding someone to actually like continue to make those deals.
But I guess that's the problem too, because let's say hypothetically, this is real. There's actually werewolves out there who can make these deals. You have to be able to know how to find them still, and know that they even exist.
True.
And so that's another way where it's like I don't feel like there's an infinite number of these things with the possibility of being made, because you have to actually believe that they could be made before they can be made, if that makes any sense.
So you're very right. Like it could kind of go either way of like if it is real, if it isn't. And that's the thing. We're not trying to disprove or prove werewolves exist on this podcast.
I believe they exist.
I like to think they exist. I think it's really fun.
Terrifying. If I ever found out that they did exist, I would shit a brick.
Yeah.
But I think they do.
Now another benefit of most werewolves in pretty much any story you come across is they don't really suffer from most ailments like the flu or even coronavirus, having natural immunity to all but the deadliest of sicknesses.
Okay.
So we know that they're fast, they're strong. In some of the mythology, they can just shift at will.
Yeah.
They don't suffer the ravages of old age, which means this guy's coming for you well into his 90s probably, because even longer if he doesn't actually pass away from old age.
Right.
And then also he doesn't have to worry about like any kind of sickness hardly at all.
Right? So I have a question for you. And this is just, you could tell me that I'm just shut up and don't ask hard questions if you must. But did you come across any stories where a werewolf is made scientifically, more of like a sci-fi thing, where it's like genetic modification, that sort of thing?
That is in here, yes. So it's biological engineering, bioengineering.
Okay.
It's the idea that you can create any kind of life form you want.
Yeah.
By splicing any kind of DNA you want together to create the perfect life form. Now, this exists in real life, by the way. This is actually a thing. Like, bioengineering is a thing. It's just highly frowned upon in the scientific world because it's super inhumane.
Yeah, that's like totally against the laws of nature.
You are playing
and, like,
God.
that's not, it doesn't... We don't like bioengineering.
No, but a lot of people believe that the cures for a lot of the problems with humans lies in bioengineering. Figuring out the right DNA to splice to get rid of cancer
Yeah.
and fully eliminate disease from the human population in general. Oh, you don't like the fact that you have like eye problems? Well, how about we splice in this and that fixes your eyesight permanently? We'll even make it better than normal eyesight should have ever been capable of. Like, bioengineering has a lot of arguments for why it could be cool if it wasn't so inhumane.
Right, that's the problem. It's like,
It's like
'cause
you're still playing with life.
ultimately you have to do the tests to see, like,
Mm-hmm.
you're treating physical life as an object to test and test your theories on. And it's not, it's not, it's a little immoral. It's a lot of immoral.
Extremely immoral. It's extremely immoral, which is the whole point. Like, we
Uh-huh.
even get back into eugenics where people were like, if we just don't let people with cancer have kids, then, or who've ever shown signs of having cancer or that being in their family line, then we'll never have to worry about cancer again. It's like, okay, what the hell?
No.
I get where you're coming from. I see
You
your
don't
point, but
want
you're wrong.
and also no,
This
that's
is
not.
wrong.
Nope.
I mean, eugenics was also extremely racist and bad for so many other reasons as well, but all of it is just wrong. Like, from a very crazy standpoint, if you look to the side and you're like, I can see why you might want to do this. But then you're like, this is not ethically okay ever, so it
No,
doesn't
it
matter
doesn't
that it
matter.
could make all of this stuff better because it's the path to hell is paved with good intentions, my friend. Like, it's real bad if
Mhm.
you keep doing this bad stuff to get what you hope could be the answer to a bunch of problems for humanity. But anyway, we're also not getting into a philosophical debate, so not debate, but like
Yeah, if
big
you believe in
conversation.
eugenics, don't.
Don't. Don't. Now, again, there's a lot of different lore and a lot of different people talk about shapeshifters and changing and, being
Yeah.
from one form to another. And a lot of that goes back to animalistic ideologies
Uh-huh.
where it's like, oh, that guy turned into a bird or that guy
Yeah.
can turn into a raven or that guy can turn into a badger. But wolves are the primary shape changer of any of these and have predated past like almost any
Mhm.
other idea of a shape changer, which is probably why originally we got lycanthropes. So like
Yeah, like
werewolves,
mhm.
not why it's not why isn't it were sharks or I don't know where Eskimos. I don't
Right.
yeah, not
Like
Eskimos,
over
but
time people have been like, you can be aware of anything.
yeah.
But it makes a lot of sense because if you think about like a predator in like when you're hunting, the one thing you're worrying about hunting you back is usually a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of different areas of the world, it's a big bad wolf coming towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the crazy thing is you can find wolves in a lot of different places too,
Uh-huh. Yeah, they like wolves can adapt to almost any kind of environment,
Mhm.
or at least some form of predatory canine can be found almost anywhere. Even the desert have like jackals and stuff.
Right, exactly.
So I think or hyenas, stuff like that. There's a lot of different ideas for a canine predator. You're very correct there.
Mhm.
Um, but that's I think why we see them most predominantly is because they are the oldest idea. It's also crazy when you think about terminology like wolf in sheep's clothing.
Mhm.
Somebody like a dangerous predator hiding among you that might just decide to eat you.
Mhm.
That guy you thought was a nice guy, and how that leads to different, other problems
Yup.
in today's society. Like,
Mhm.
connotations, double meanings. Anyway, so some Irish lore claims that lycanthropy is a gift bestowed by the god of the moon and wood to brave warriors for defending their lands.
Okay.
So to turn into a like werewolf is a gift because maybe you fought a battle to defend a forest.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe you pushed invaders off of a specific lands.
Surprise! Happy birthday! You can
Ex-
be a wolf
exactly.
now.
So some of them view it as a gift of like you did a good job. Here you go. which
I would for sure see it as a gift. I'd be like, this is cool as hell.
Oh no, this is crazy. And that kind of goes back to one of the topics I did want to discuss a little bit further, which is the idea of, in so many movies, and especially like social media and stuff nowadays.
Oof, it's a big sigh.
So there's a few too many people, in my opinion, that kind of are like, oh, but it's a curse, and I know that when I got bit, I got abs, and also I don't have to wear glasses, and my cancer went away, and also that all of my other like bodily functions and problems that I was having were immediately cured.
Everything
but
about
oh,
my life
it's
is
such
so
a
good
curse.
now.
It's such a curse, and I have so many people hitting on me now because I'm so physically attractive and hot, and everybody wants me, and it's such a curse.
And a lot of the people, it's like, you can fully control this. You just get a little angry, and like you might be a little angrier than normal.
Figure it out.
Like,
take some freaking mood stabilizers. All right,
go to the gym more. Run it off.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like what a commercial for actual medicine should sound like. Because it's literally like, Oxa whatever, Oxa, sugar pill over here cures your eyesight problems, cancer, every physical health problem you might have ever had, immediately makes you fit, also deals with, like, the fact that you might have had some other minor, like, problems genetically, so now you have a chiseled jawline and pecs. Oh, and it might also cause, like, erratic spurts of anger and some rage.
Yeah, side effects.
Side effects may include anger and rage. Sounds better than half of the pills today to cure anything.
Side effects may include long-lasting lifespan, six-pack of abs.
Like, you're not going to feel the ravages of time? I'm so mad that so many people, and it's the same thing with like so many different kinds of things where we're like, oh, I found out I'm this mythical creature, I'm the chosen one, oh, my life got so much better and I'm so sad about it. Shut up! Alright? You won the lottery. Shut your face.
You're the chosen one.
You're the chosen one. Eat it. God.
Jeez, Harry Potter, why are you crying?
Yeah, you live under a staircase for a little while, and then you find out you're a millionaire, and wizards are real, and you're the strongest one there, and you're also a celebrity. Oh.
Well, I mean, there is somebody trying to, like, kill him just for existing.
Well,
yeah, so, like, that's definitely, there are definitely some side effects.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the biggest thing is whenever they're upset that they're a werewolf, it's like, I can't control it. And then it literally takes them 2 episodes to be able to control it.
Yeah, or, again, just be smart. Build a frickin' cage!
Put yourself in a cage.
Put yourself in a cage once a month. Oh, no.
Yeah, talk to your super hot girlfriend that you now have because you have a 6-pack of abs.
Like, I don't know, maybe you just go win a couple gold medals in the Olympics for sprinting or something.
Right.
Now you can pay for anything you want. You have a mansion now. You can buy a pretty sturdy cage.
We are not problem solving accurately here.
No, we're
people.
Not. No. Okay. No, they're not.
That's the werewolf show I want to see.
Again, why didn't Harry use, like, even a fraction of his immense wealth to just hire a bunch of mercenaries to go whoop some ass? Oh, that's right, because he was an idiot.
Why didn't they send the eagles to Mordor?
Anyway, but, like, that's kind of one of those... It's a good topic to get into, because I think so much of the time it's mainly just used so you can have a brooding character. It's the same thing they do with vampires of like, oh, my long existence and amazing abs and huge wiener are just constantly getting in the way because, oh, I'm such a monster and I have the urge to, like, eat people, etc., etc. It's like, dude, get a cow.
Get a cow.
Like, I don't know what you gotta do, but figure it out. Okay? Because you're bumming me out, dude.
You're bumming me out, okay?
And to be honest, you can easily bench press a car. If anyone in the world has things to be happy and excited about, it's these guys. And they're so depressed about it.
Every time.
Every time. Oh, I'm a monster. Oh, humanity will never accept me. Shut up. Okay, you got supermodels lined up for your six-pack, dude. Shut your
They
face.
don't know me, though. They
don't.
don't
They
know
could
me.
never know the real me. Oh my gosh, show them, Justin. You know how many people I'm sure would be super stoked to find out they're dating a freaking immortal, chiseled vampire or werewolf? Oh no, I'm sure no one has thought about that,
Supernatural beings
Twilight.
are hot, okay? Like,
Gosh. Oh, they'll never accept me. Shut up.
you know they will.
You're the only thing that they're gonna find. Like, you know how many people would be like, oh my gosh, a werewolf chose me to be his girlfriend or her boyfriend
or partner
or partner or whatever? Like,
Oh,
I can't think of hardly anybody who would be like, oh, you're a werewolf, deal breaker. That's not happening.
no.
So crazy.
There are so many people who be like, change me with you.
Yeah, right? But you might have that problem.
Right?
I can see that potentially being something you can maybe complain about with your perfect life.
You can just quit everything and join a biker gang of like a wolf pack biker gang.
Why not? Like, you can't. And again, they heal from almost any wound. Oh, you broke your arm? No, you didn't. They are healthcare. They're walking healthcare.
I want to be in the werewolf roller derby league.
Oh, man. That would be crazy.
A whole lot of lady meat.
Lady meat?
There's a whole lot of lady meat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. There's also like something we should maybe talk about a little bit just to be as inclusive as we can here.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go.
A lot of people have brought up the question and idea, and this is just one of the things I kept seeing when I was going through the different forums and stuff. And keep in mind, I only spent about like 2.5 hours researching all of this.
That's still a lot of time.
And there was so much more stuff. I could pull up werewolf lore for days.
I mean, that makes sense. It's one of the monsters, you know.
But like maybe an interesting thought experiment is this, because it kept coming up, and I honestly I'm not sure what the answer would be. Is if you have a female werewolf and she gets pregnant, what does that do to the kid?
Wouldn't it make him a werewolf?
It would probably make them a werewolf, but what happens when they change? Your organs, your whole insides, all of them are changing with you. So it's the question of, would the kid be okay? Like, would the embryo still survive the shift over and over and over again? Because it's going to happen.
I think so.
Because if nothing else, even if it is just the idea that you transform once every month, that's still 9 changes that you're going to have to go through. So it's not like you can just avoid it.
Yeah, I feel like it would make sense that if a werewolf has the capabilities of getting pregnant, then the body would also have a way to, I don't know what it is.
To like protect or maintain the pregnancy.
Exactly.
And to be honest, like, I felt the same way. It feels like there has to be some kind of biological imperative, but the thing is, that's not necessarily the case, right? Because there isn't, in most lore, a biological imperative for werewolves to breed.
That's the
because
thing,
you're created.
like, exactly. Werewolves are creative.
So it doesn't have to work that way. You know, because you can't, most of the time I feel like you can say that, where it's like, well, they have to be able to have kids somehow or else there wouldn't be frogs, you know?
Right, but they're not born, they're created. Like, because I guess then that also bears the question of, like, if you, because like you said, your internal organs change. If you made it in a human form, would that child even be a werewolf?
Yep, exactly. And like, is it a human embryo at that point? Or is the, you know, does it also depend on if you have like 2 werewolves coming together to make a kid?
Right? Do you make the kid in werewolf form, or do you make the kid in a human form?
Like, lots of questions, and I think the answer that I would probably go with is it depends on the universe.
Right. It depends on which mad scientist did which experiments and what they found out.
Because I think it's just as fair to say that they wouldn't as it is to say that they would.
Yeah.
And it really just depends on what lore and what book you're listening to. I listened to one where that was a big problem because she was like the only female werewolf ever.
Oh, yeah.
And so any werewolf that existed was wanting to get with her.
They're like, have my babies.
Yeah, but she finds somebody that she wants to be with, and eventually gets, pregnant later in the series, and
Yeah.
is super worried about it because she's like, I don't want to murder my baby by shifting, but I can't not
Not shift.
shift.
So how is this gonna happen?
Exactly, because she would constantly talk about how like the transformation was extremely painful, and how she could feel her bones breaking and knitting back together, and like all of that stuff. So she's like, I don't know what this would do to my organs. Like,
That is a very interesting. I've never thought about that before.
it's an intense strain on the body, and if you're pregnant, you're supposed to avoid those. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, like it's a rough one. But they, in that particular series, they said that they do. But
Mm,
again, that's that series, so it's
yeah.
kind of up to the person at the time. I think it's, again, just as likely of an argument to say that they don't.
Right? I could see it going both ways. And like you said, it depends. Like werewolves are skinned very differently. Some of them, it's their bones are breaking, their skin is tearing, the body horror, flesh ripping. And other
Mhm.
ones, it's like all of the sudden, out of nowhere, I'm a wolf now, and I'm just a big wolf and not even a man.
Right. There are also creatures known as dogmen.
Okay. Yeah.
Dogmen are sometimes explained as supernatural creatures. Again, sometimes it's like an offshoot of lycanthropy, etc., etc. But the biggest thing I found about dogmen goes back to bioengineering,
Okay.
where people assumed that it was some attempt at an animal-human hybrid,
Oh,
and
interesting.
maybe they escaped, or maybe they were released to see what would happen if they were released into the general public, or like
Right?
their behavior, and etc., etc. So lots of questions there, but I hope that also answered your original question of, are there any stories about like genetically engineered
Oh,
werewolves?
yeah.
Of like, there are. It's the idea that some mad scientist got to cooking, and well,
And he cooked.
and he cooked. Now some Vikings believe that turning into a were-bear was a sign that you were favored by the god of battle and a chosen champion.
Ooh, okay.
These Ursine warriors were kind of like bigger, stronger than the average guy, hairy. You know,
So hairy.
like it's what you picture when you picture like a Viking.
Yeah.
You're like, oh crap, okay. But it's like Stoic the Vast.
Yeah.
He might have been considered an Ursine warrior or a werebear champion of the battle
Uh-huh.
god, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which again I think is just super nifty.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. And I think it's also fun because there's so many different ways that this story has been told.
Yeah.
And everybody gets a hold of it. Everybody kind of changes it and decides, oh, this is what I think happens, and like this, no, this is what actually happens for sure. And oh, you got to, and then other people like religious organizations using it as a way to like persecute people.
Right?
Of like, oh, that guy's he's probably her werewolf familiar.
Yep.
He's probably her lapdog and a
Guys
hound of
can't be
hell.
witches, so
Yeah.
he's
So
he's
here
a
we go. He's a werewolf.
insane.
But with this, I covered most of what I got here,
Uh-huh.
but I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Tell me what's up. Ask
One,
away.
I wanted to see what you thought was the funnest version of a werewolf.
Yeah, I do like the man wolf combination. I really love the deals, like that's how they're made, is that like if you make a deal with a werewolf and if they succeed then you become one. That's really fun and that's different.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the other werewolf stories before, but that one's different, which is very fun to me. Um so I think of the ones that we heard today, that is my favorite kind of like interpretation of them. Actually, you know what? No, I think it might be the vengeful Scottish forest spirit, because I love that. Like I love that for them.
I was about to say that was my favorite one. Was the Scottish legend that
Uh-huh.
claims that they are these spirits, these avenging angels, primordial spirits of nature. I think that is such a, because it's not what you expect
No, it's not, but
at
it's so
all.
good.
Like when I was originally reading it, I was like, "Is this? Did I click on the wrong like thing? Like, are we still talking about like werewolves? Like what?" And they're still depicted exactly like you would think.
Oh, so
The
it's a
big,
man.
strong, like man beast hybrid. And
But
you're
it's
like,
just like this is a
wow,
spirit.
this thing's coming to get you because you chopped down a few too many trees.
You stay away from those trees. It's one thing to make a little log cabin for survival purposes. It's another thing to do deforestation.
Exactly. Um, and I think like as humanity expands and grows and our population is ever increasing, I think it's crazy to like to think that maybe there are those kind of people
Yeah.
because like we have environmental activists and
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that all the time who are like striking back at bigger companies that are polluting, but the thought of having an actual spirit of the real earth on your side and just being like, yeah, screw these guys, this isn't great.
We got this. Let's go,
But
boys.
you know what I think it feels like it opens up to me?
Huh.
It opens up so many other like what if it was a water thing, right? What if you're dumping toxic waste in the ocean?
Yeah.
Maybe like a giant person shark
A
comes
were
out, a
shark.
were shark comes out and just starts hitting your boats
Ooh, so
before
that
you get to dump your toxic goo in them.
Oh, I love that where there's different things in different environments.
Maybe it's like a factory that's polluting the air population,
Uh,
and you have like a bird, like an eagle, a were
oh,
eagle or something that comes down just
oh,
ah.
oh, that's fun.
But I like the idea of like different animals for different aspects of the world and fighting back against pollution and like almost like an antibody.
Oh yeah, I love that.
But yes, with that, there is always more to go over. I hope I went over some of your favorite stories, and please tell us in the comments if there's any werewolf stories or any crazy lore that you know of or have experienced in the past.
I do have one last question for you if we're
Okay.
almost done.
Yes.
We didn't go over it. What is
Didn't.
your favorite piece of werewolf media? There's a ton of TV shows and movies and even just like snippets of like, okay, there's werewolves in this world. So what's your favorite interpretation of it and what does that kind of look like?
This is so good, and I love this because again there are right like there was the Teen Wolf series which I thought was really good. um Werewolves exist in almost any kind of like fantasy media. Wherever you're going to run into vampires and the like,
Yeah.
you're always going to have werewolves in that
Yeah,
universe.
there's no way there's a vampire not a werewolf.
Always. And so I think it's really fun to kind of get into the different characteristics of them. And I think the person who did it, like I hated Twilight because I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like the ones where they turn into wolves, like actual
No, like
wolves.
give me a man wolf.
I want the hybrid. I want because that's what I see when it's like the original wolf man, like
Yeah.
the dude who looks like a wolf and has wolf-like features. And obviously they've changed it and it's gotten a lot cooler over the years. But also I have always hated the trope that monsters are just monsters all the time.
Yes.
Like having it be that no one was strong-willed enough to fight off those urges and everybody that turns into a werewolf is just a monster every time. I think was kind of crappy and I don't love that.
Yeah.
So I think my favorite bit of media that portrays werewolves, it's either the Dresden Files, because there's a bunch of different variations on what a werewolf is considered. And so I think that variety really encompasses a lot of what I want.
Oh yeah.
But again, they have it where they turn into wolves, not
like the werewolves.
Yeah, and they do have a version of that in the Dresden Files called the Lougarou.
The Rougarou!
The Rougarou, the Lougarou. But that's again more of the like cursed problem.
Yeah.
Where Saint Patrick actually cursed this guy's whole bloodline so that he would turn into this beast. And the thing about the Lougarou is it is unkillable for the most part when it's in its wolf form, except by the inherited silver.
Yep.
So this thing can topple through brick walls like tissue paper. So it's like a souped up version of a werewolf too, where it's like 8 feet tall.
It's nasty.
Like 600 pounds of muscle.
And
it just barrels through whatever. It bends iron bars, like fully rips jail cell doors off of the hinges. Like, this thing cannot be stopped.
Oh, that's spicy.
And the scary thing is, it's fueled by the anger of the person.
Uh-huh.
So he can't control the change.
Yes.
But when it happens, maybe he was, let's say, angry at a cop for giving him a ticket.
Yes.
The Lugaru will search out that person when he changes because he's venting that anger subconsciously, essentially. So he'll track him, he'll hunt him, and he will eat him. So this guy will just randomly wake up and be like, oh no, like, this is awful. And that's more the werewolf that is really cool, but he manages to maintain himself for the most part. Like, he was rich in the Dresden Files, and he has a circle that he's made to, then he uses magic to keep the Lugaru contained.
Yeah.
Except some people came and messed up his circle. And so he was trying to find a wizard or somebody strong enough to contain him. And it didn't work.
Oh, that's
not
so
exactly
good.
easy to find someone like that on short notice.
Oh, yeah, no.
So he ends up, unfortunately, eating the witch that tried to help him.
That's rough.
Who was one of Dresden's apprentices. Yeah, it's a crazy story. It's real rough. The crazy thing to me is, you feel bad for him.
Feel bad for the werewolf?
You genuinely feel bad for McFinn. He was also, I believe he was in Nam.
Oh, no.
So he's a veteran.
Yeah.
And he was the only one of his platoon that made it back.
Was he a werewolf there? Was he oh, yep.
He's like, that's when I first knew that something was up.
Oh.
Because all of his guys died.
Oh.
And he didn't.
He's like, why am I still alive?
And that night, he kind of... And then he woke up the next morning, and there wasn't really an enemy base anymore.
Oh, boy. And this was a Rougarou? Or
this is the Lugaru.
Sorry, I keep...
The
And then, like you said, like, that's just kind of like the basic, like, okay, this is cursed. This is more of like a curse on your bloodline, and it's just kind of like something that automatically happens.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, like, he got cursed by St. Patrick.
Yep.
And so all of his family... Every male member of his family, I think it kind of like picks one in a generation, but every generation there will be one.
So that is your favorite piece of werewolf literature or story, or I'm going to put you onto the best werewolf story.
Okay.
It is the 2010 Nickelodeon The Boy Who Cried Werewolf, starring Victoria Justice. It is the best werewolf story of our generation, of my generation. I stand on this. This is the hill I will die on. It is a great story and a great movie, and if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you watch it.
Of all the things I thought you were going to say...
What?
That was a string of words. Like, that was all definitely words in the right order they should be, but I understood, like, none of it.
The 2010 Nickelodeon The Boy Who Cried Werewolf featuring Victoria Justice. What do you get about that?
Featuring Victoria Justice?
What do you not understand?
So is this a kid's movie? Like, you said Nickelodeon.
So basically what happens is, in, very non-tropical fashion, there's a family of 3.
Okay.
A dad, their mom died.
Oh.
He has a son who's obsessed with, like, scaring people. He loves, like, horror movies and that sort of thing. And a nerdy teenage daughter who gets bullied a lot. And they get a letter. And it's pretty soon after their mom died. The teenage girl is taking care of the family because mom's not here anymore. And so she's got to step up for dad because he's just a little too sad.
Sorry.
And they're low on money because dad's having a hard time coping with this, and so is everybody. Like, the younger kids acting out, she has to deal with everything, and they get a letter from a long lost relative saying that they need, or they have inherited a fortune, but they have to come to this mansion in effectively, I think it might actually be Transylvania. but effectively Transylvania.
Okay.
They go, and there's a monster festival going on at this moment in time. Well, they move into this mansion. There's a bunch of really weird rules, as a very sus housekeeper lady, basically. Not housekeeper, but groundskeeper. There's a very sus groundskeeper, and through events of the story, our teenage sister gets turned into a werewolf, and she becomes super hot. And her younger brother, the horror nerd, has to help her become a not werewolf.
Oh.
Because she hasn't fully transformed until the full moon.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
there's a cure.
Oh, obviously.
We're watching this year, by the way. Immediately after this podcast comes off, we're watching this tonight.
After this comes out, immediately. Oh my gosh. But yes, I think that covers a good brief example of werewolves and a little bit of culture of where they might have come from. Stay tuned for more spooky episodes as we go through this month.
And watch The Boy Who Cried Werewolf. Available now on, I don't know, something probably. This isn't sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, like, where's our sponsorship? Nickelodeon?
Come on, Nickelodeon.
Freaking...
This 2010 masterpiece is coming to light today.
Oh my goodness. But yes, let us know in the comments if there are any spooky stories that you have to share with us. And maybe it might even end up on the podcast. The rest of the videos in this series are going to remain the scariest of all, the unknown. Who knows what we're going to be talking about?
Oh, and spoiler alert, I'm going to be hosting the finale episode that will come out on Halloween.
Yes.
October 31st, exactly. A whole day early for you people, you lovely, lovely people.
Lovely, lovely people. But yes, this is going to literally be a fun, spooky Halloween season, and we are so excited for it.
I'm so flippin' excited. Can we just change the podcast to this? Is it too late?
Witches, vampires, ghosts, scary stories, cryptids. There's all kinds of stuff to go over, and who knows what might be in the next episode. Until then, stay tuned, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Bye.